What's going on, NFL fans? Welcome back to the channel, Revis Talk Sports. Now that the Super Bowl ended, the NFL season is officially over, which means we're getting into draft season. I will create different variations of mock drafts to explain my reasoning behind each pick for each team. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. Pick one of the 2025 NFL draft, we had the Tennessee Titans. They really do need a quarterback. Will Levis, it kind of seems like he's trying his hardest to turn into a meme, then give fans hope that he could be a franchise quarterback. So I do see Abdul Carter going number one. I do see Cam Moore going number one. Sometimes here and there you see Shedeur Sanders going number one. Me personally, in this mock draft, I think the Titans go the free agency route. Whether that's Aaron Rodgers, he did build a house in Tennessee, whether he retires or not. You have Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins. There are, a couple options in free agency. And in my honest opinion, just for this mock draft purpose, I'm gonna go with the expectation that the Titans go with the free agency, get a veteran quarterback in there. We're gonna go pick one, Abdul Carter. We're gonna go with the best draft pick in the 2025 NFL draft. Pick two, we have the Cleveland Browns. Without a doubt, they had to go quarterback. I know if the Titans went quarterback in round one, I definitely see Abdul Carter going pick two, especially with Myles Garrett requesting a trade. But pick two, especially with Watson probably not going to be able to start for the season, we're going to go quarterback at number two. We are going to go with Cam Ward. I'm sorry, Cam Ward. They're probably digging up your graveyard since a lot of rookie quarterbacks tend to go in that direction. But Cam Ward, pick two. Pick three, the New York Giants. Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll, they're seriously on the hot seat, and they really can't afford to mess this one up. I do think that Brian Daboll should at least get the opportunity to draft a quarterback to his liking. The Giants have been visiting Colorado throughout the whole year, or maybe towards the end of the college football season, but I do think that the Giants do need to go quarterback and pick one for this draft. So we're going to go Shedeur Sanders, pick three to the New York Giants. Pick four, New England Patriots. This team needs playmakers. This team needs offensive linemen. I don't think that there's an offensive lineman that can be at pick four. But when you're talking about someone that could help contribute on both sides of the ball, whether it's defensively or offensive as a wide receiver, I do think that the Patriots should go with Travis Hunter here. I doubt that Travis Hunter will be a bust on both sides of the ball. Have him at cornerback, 10 or 15 plays on offense. If that doesn't work out, wide receiver, 10 to 50 plays on defense. I do think Travis Hunter is going to pan out in the NFL. I don't think that he'll be full-time 50-50 on each side of the ball, but I do think that the Patriots should go with probably one of the top playmakers here who can help on both sides of the ball. We're going to go New England Patriots, pick four, Travis Hunter. Pick five, Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going to go build a trench here, defensive line. We're going to go Mason Graham. I don't see Mason Graham falling out the top five, one of the best defensive linemen in the draft. So we're going to go Mason Graham. You're going to Jacksonville at pick number five. Pick six, Las Vegas Raiders. They do need a quarterback. The Raiders may go the free agency route of getting a quarterback. They do have Pete Carroll as the head coach. It's up in the air where I think the Raiders can go. They can either go with Ted McMillan, wide receiver, and kind of give them that nice pass catching core of McMillan, Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers. That'll be a nice receiving core foundation. Or they can either go cornerback with Will Johnson. There isn't a quarterback here that they can select at pick six with the top two gone. So with me personally, I'm going to go with cornerback. I'm going to go with Will Johnson, the best cornerback in the draft, especially when you're in division playing Mahomes twice a year, Herbert twice a year, Bo Nix twice a year. Let's kind of get that defense up a bit, especially in the pass defense. So let's go draft Will Johnson. Pick seven, the New York Jets. The Jets did have some holes in the run defense. So if Mason Graham fell here, I think he would be a perfect complementary fit to this Jets defense now that they have Aaron Glenn as head coach. And they'll be a great duo with Graham and Quinnen Williams. They can also look into the offensive line. But they went Olu last year in the first round. So I don't know if they'll go offensive line in back-to-back years. So I'm going to probably have to go wide receiver here. The reason being is with Aaron Rodgers not coming back to New York Jets, I don't see Davante Adams coming back to the Jets. And we don't know what's going to happen with Garrett Wilson. Do they trade him? Does he stay? We don't know. But for the time being, I do think that Garrett Wilson should at least have a counterpart on the other end. Let's go with Ted McMillan. Might have the nickname Ted the Jet. Who knows? But we're going to go Ted McMillan, you are pick 7 to the New York Jets. Pick 8, the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers really do need help in the edge group, so they can either go edge here. Michael Williams, I do see him getting mocked a lot to the Carolina Panthers. So this Panthers team just needs help on defense, but preferably they do need edge help. If Ted McMillan fell here, they can pick McMillan here at pick 8. But me personally, for this draft only, so we'll have different mock drafts for different teams, different variations. I'm going to go with Malachi Starks. I think Starks will be a great plug-and-play starter for this Carolina Panthers defense. He has a lot of versatility. He could play safety. He has good inside-out versatility. And I think with J.C. Horn on one side of the ball, I think Malachi Starks can provide nice versatility on the opposite end, help out as a safety or play corner. But Malachi Starks, I feel like at pick 8, don't think this is a reach compared to other edge that I think here. So I'm going to go with Malachi Starks, pick 8, Carolina Panthers. Pick 9, the New Orleans Saints. This Saints team needs playmakers on defense. Cam Jordan is getting up in age. DeMario Davis getting up there in age. Tyrann Mathieu getting up there in age. So this is quite a bit of an aging group on the defensive side of the ball. So I do think that this Saints team should at least add some youth and put the playmakers immediately off the bat. They could also build up the offensive trenches. I think that this should be a trench pick for me for the Saints. Either someone's a plug and play on the line or on the edge. But with Will Campbell falling here, I'm going to go Will Campbell to the New Orleans Saints, kind of build that foundation on the offensive line. So I'm going to go Will Campbell, pick 9 to the New Orleans Saints. Pick 10 to Chicago Bears. With Ben Johnson being head coach, for some odd reason, this is such like a Ben Johnson kind of pick here. I'm going to go with Ashton Jeanty, running back out of Boise State. I do know that the Chicago Bears need to just build up the offensive line because Caleb Williams did get sacked a lot this past season, but I don't know if Ben Johnson is going to want to rely on a rookie offensive lineman to protect Caleb Williams. I think this is something that the Bears can take care of this in the free agency, especially their top 10 in cap space. I do expect the Bears to make some moves on the trenches in free agency. Let's go give Caleb Williams that RB1. Let's go Ashton Jeanty, pick 10, Chicago Bears. Pick 11, San Francisco 49ers. I can see the 49ers building up the offensive line here. They can go Kelvin Banks to kind of add some youth to offensive line. But me personally, I do like Jalen Walker going to the San Francisco 49ers, especially with Rob Saleh coming back as defensive coordinator. I think Walker can help out and be a nice duo with Fred Warner or come off the edge with Bosa on the other side. He just has nice linebacker edge versatility, and I think this could be a great pick for the 49ers here at pick 11. I can't see them going offensive line, but I do like the Jalen Walker, Fred Warner duo here. So I'm going to go Jalen Walker, pick 11 to the 49ers. Pick 12, Dallas Cowboys. They do need some help in the running back position now that Rico Dowdle is a free agent. They do need a boost on wide receiver core. I do think that CeeDee Lamb needs a counterpart on the opposite end. But the one position that I'm looking at for the Cowboys here is definitely the edge position. I believe they have about 3 to 4 edge rushers that are free agents. And now with Micah Parsons kind of on the verge of if you want to come back or get traded. So this edge position kind of needs a little bit of long-term solution here. I don't know if DeMarcus Lawrence will come back as a Cowboy, but if he doesn't, that will probably be quite a blow to this edge team. But 3 to 4 edge rushers that are free agents right now for the Cowboys, and with uncertainty with Micah Parsons, I think they should kind of look into the edge position here. I don't see him getting mocked here quite often, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go edge here. So we'll go Michael Williams here at pick 12 to kind of start to think long-term at the edge position. He is a bit of a raw prospect, and I know the Cowboys don't dip into the Georgia pool like the Eagles do, but the Eagles are doing something right. The Cowboys aren't. We don't know what Jerry Jones going to do with this pick, but I think the Cowboys should at least get a bulldog here. We're going to go Michael Williams, edge out of Georgia. Pick 13, Miami Dolphins. I do believe that the Miami Dolphins should at least boost up the safety position. Poyer is a free agent. Holland's a free agent. So they do need a spark in the safety room, especially since it's a bit lacking depth right now. But me personally, I think they go offensive line here, and I think they go with Kelvin Banks here to kind of boost up the offensive line. try not to get Tua sacked as much as possible in the future, but definitely do their best to build up the offensive line. So we're going to get Kelvin Banks here going to the Miami Dolphins. Pick 14, the Indianapolis Colts. Everybody and their moms pretty much have the Colts going with tight end Tyler Warren. Me personally, I might be in the minority here. I don't think this would be a great pick for the Colts. I understand that Brock Bowers did wonders for the Las Vegas Raiders, but you have Anthony Richardson at quarterback, and I think that as long as Anthony Richardson is there at quarterback, I don't know how I feel about going with a tight end here. I think the Colts should at least think defense here, or at least add some playmakers to this defense. But I don't know how I feel about giving Anthony Richardson a playmaker like Tyler Warren, because I feel like with Anthony Richardson being there, I just don't think that Tyler Warren is going to be maximized to his capability there. I don't trust Tyler Warren going to the Colts right now in this mock because of Anthony Richardson. I'm not a big fan of him as a quarterback. I think they should look towards the defensive side of the ball for the time being. And the one person that I am really eyeing for this Colts team is definitely Walter Nolan. He has versatility on the defensive line. He could play A gap, B gap, outside tackle. He has defensive line versatility, and I think that will be a great boost to help out with Stewart, Buckner, and I think that could really create a nasty defensive line for this Colts team. I'm going to go with a bit of a reach here, but I'm going to go Walter Nolan here, defensive line versatility for the Indianapolis Colts. Pick 15, the Atlanta Falcons. You really don't know what this team is thinking on draft day. Like, you kind of get an idea, like they are 1,000% going to go edge and then get a quarterback, or 1,000% going to get an edge and get a tight end like Tyler Warren. You just don't know what you're getting out of this Falcons team on draft day. Even I'm confused of when the Falcons draft, and I'm not even a Falcons fan, but at some point the Falcons got to hit the nail on the head with the edge here. So we're going to go edge with the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm going to go with James Pierce Jr. I understand that a lot of people are talking about his weight, but Nolan Smith had that same reputation going to the draft, right? Nolan Smith is too thin. He won't go into the first round. He went to the first round, and look what he's doing for the Philadelphia Eagles. Same thing with Chop Robinson. He was a bit on the thinner side, almost 10 sacks in his first year with the Miami Dolphins. So James Pierce Jr. has production, right? He has college production. There have been talks about him giving up on plays here and there, but the Falcons need someone to produce at the S position, and I feel like as him being a pass rush specialist, you got to add that to your defensive side of the ball, especially since the Falcons were bottom 2 in sacks in the NFL. Get a pass rush specialist, add juice to the edge. Let's go with James Pierce Jr. as the Atlanta Falcons. Pick 16, the Arizona Cardinals. This guy's been rising up the draft boards. He had quite a day at the Senior Bowl. Don't even think he participated in the games. I feel like he's just getting that first round buzz here. He's flying up the charts, and this is someone that I actually can see being in this team's uniform. And I'm going to go with Mike Green here. I'm going to go with Mike Green to the Arizona Cardinals. They could definitely use some juice on the edge side of the ball. Mike Green, stand out at the Senior Bowl, has been showing out, rising up the boards, and I can definitely see Mike Green being top 20. And if he's going top 20, the one team that I can see eyeing him is the Arizona Cardinals. So I can see Mike Green go to the Cardinals. So we're going to go edge in this draft. Mike Green, Arizona Cardinals. Pick 17, Cincinnati Bengals. We're definitely not eyeing the offensive side of the ball here. We just definitely got to look at the defense and make this team not replicate defensively into next year. So let's definitely look on the defensive side of the ball, and I think they should go with the best available D lineman here. We're going to go with Kenneth Grant. Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, boost up the trench, and at least help with the pass rush, and at least just collapse in the pocket here. All right, pick 18, we have the Seattle Seahawks. This is an offensive line pick for me. I'm going to go with Armand here. I do think that he can provide versatility along the line, and I just feel like whether he play a tackle or come in as a guard, I think it should at least boost up the Seattle Seahawks offensive line here. Pick 19, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The position that I'm eyeing for the Buccaneers is the linebacker position. David is a free agent. KJ Britt is a free agent, and I just think that this team needs to add some more youth to this linebacker core. We're going to go with Jahad Campbell here. I know it's a bit of a reach here, but if you really love a prospect, who cares about reaching? They're going to be your player for the next 4 years and see how they do. We're going to go Jahad Campbell, linebacker, pick 19 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Pick 20, Denver Broncos. We're going tight end here. Let's go with Tyler Warren. Bo Nix We're going to have Bo Nix in that tight end connection. We saw what Sean Payton did with Drew Brees and Jimmy Graham. We might have that same capability here in Denver Broncos. So Tyler Warren, tight end to the Broncos. Pick 21, Pittsburgh Steelers. You got to boost up that wide receiver core. You have to boost up that wide receiver core. Offensively, this team was just struggling to move the ball towards I want to say the second half of the season, but towards the end of the season, it just seems like this Pittsburgh Steelers offense just couldn't find ways to put up points with Pickens and without Pickens. We got to go wide receiver here. So wide receiver, we're going to go with Luther Burden to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pick 22, LA Chargers. Hardball pick right here. Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan. This is Harbaugh's guy. I can see them going tight end here. One of their key needs that they have going to the offseason. Tight end, LA Chargers. Green Bay Packers. I think they go defense here. There's a couple of areas that this Packers team could go, right? They can either go cornerback in the first one. We don't know what's going to happen with Jair Alexander, whether he comes back or gets traded. Eric Stokes is not coming back. So right now, the starting cornerback room is Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine. They need someone on the opposite end. Nice CB1 capability. The other thing about this Packers team is they're lacking pass rush. Rashawn Gary, good, hasn't been elite like Max Crosby, Myles Garrett elite. Devontae Wyatt, towards the end of his rookie contract, he's almost 30 years old. Did he meet his limit as a player? Lucas Van Ness, project. Brenton Cox, okay. And Mbari, okay. They did their thing, but they were okay. It just feels like Rashawn Gary was the only edge rush on this team that had a double-digit win rate in pass rush. They need to get someone off the line, at least add some spark to this defensive line, because watching Jared Goff, Sam Darnold, and Jalen Hurts order pizza in the pocket, eat the slice, and still find somebody, that's a problem with the pass rush. They definitely got to do something with this defensive line here, but I feel like when you have great pass rush, you can make average cornerbacks look good because you're giving them time with the collapsing pass rush. I do like the idea of the Packers going cornerback here. Me personally, just for this mock draft, I think the Packers go the veteran route of getting a cornerback, whether that's Paula Debo, Asante Samuel Jr., DJ Reed. I think they might go the free agency route and add a veteran to this cornerback core and maybe think long-term about this edge position or just add more juice to this pass rush. We're going to go edge here. I'm going to go Nick Scorton for the Green Bay Packers. Pick 24, Minnesota Vikings. I think they beef up the D-line here. We're going to go with Derek Harmon to the Minnesota Vikings. Pick 25, Houston Texans. I do think the Texans go O-line here, giving up 8 sacks, especially in the playoffs against the Kansas City Chiefs. You definitely can't allow that to happen. I think they need to think long-term about the offensive line, protecting C.J. Stroud. Cannot give up 8 sacks, more than 5 in the playoff game because it'd be very, very hard to really try to win that game. I think they go interior line here. We're going to go Tyler Booker, pick 25, to the Houston Texans. Pick 26, LA Rams. They can go offensive line here, but me personally, with the Rams thinking long-term without Cooper Kupp and now just Puka Nacua, and I do think this Rams needs a wide receiver too to at least spark up and add some youth to this wide receiver core. We're going to go wide receiver here. Emeka Egbuka, LA Rams. Pick 27, Baltimore Ravens. They can go edge here. They can go offensive line. It's up in the air, edge or offensive line. I know Josh Simmons kind of went through that leg injury, but I do see Simmons going to the Baltimore Ravens here. I think they could be the future blindside for Lamar Jackson. So we're going to go Josh Simmons falling down the board just a bit just due to his injury. You're going to the Baltimore Ravens here. Pick 28, Detroit Lions. This defense went through a lot of injuries. And I think if this team was fully healthy, especially defensively, this Lions team could have potentially made that trip to the Super Bowl. But now that the offseason is going by, hopefully everyone can get healthy. There are a few options that this Lions team can go. They either go cornerback, they can go edge, or a D-line. I think they go edge here. I think I'm going to go Shamar Stewart. Here's why. I know Shamar Stewart, 4.5 sacks in the past 3 years. The production isn't there. But if there is one team or at least a coach to at least bring out the talent and make you produce. I mean, look what this Lions team did with backups and third stringers on the defensive line. There is still collapse in the pocket. I think this will be a great fit for Stewart if you were to fall down to the pick 28. Probably not, but if Stewart can fall down to pick 28, I really think that Dan Campbell could really get the most out of him and really get him to produce at the NFL level, just despite the lack of production at the college level. We're going Shemar Stewart, pick 28 to the Detroit Lions, opposite end of Aiden Hutchinson. Pick 29, we're going Washington Commanders, offensive line. They can either go edge. They can use a wide receiver too, opposite end of McLaurin, but we're going to go offensive line here. We're going to go Josh Connolly Jr. to the Washington Commanders, build up the offensive line for Jaden Daniels. Pick 30, Buffalo Bills, D-line. They can either beef up that D-line. I think they go secondary here, and the one person who I believe is a great fit to the Buffalo Bills is Jahdae Barron, one of the best defensive backs in the country, won the Jim Thorpe Award. He could come in, play nickel, outside corner, safety. This secondary definitely needs a boost, and I think Barron falling to pick 30 for the Buffalo Bills is a great pick for them. Pick 31, Kansas City Chiefs. I think they go offensive line here. We saw the Super Bowl. We saw how that offensive line looked. Mahomes was pretty much running for his life, and I do think they should keep thinking long term at the offensive line, especially Mahomes is going to be there for the next maybe 10 years maybe. So at least, protect Mahomes. We go offensive line here. We're going to go with the offensive lineman out of Minnesota. And Eagles, Williams is a free agent. Josh Sweat is a free agent. We don't know if they're coming back or not. I do think that the Eagles do think long-term on the edge side of the things. If you look at the Philadelphia Eagles defense, pretty much damn near all of them are Georgia Bulldogs. Pretty much all of them have a ring. Being the Georgia Bulldogs, that kind of tells you that the general manager loves championship caliber college players. And the one person left here that I can see being a fit for this Eagles defense and kind of has that criteria of having a ring in the finger at the college level is Jack Sawyer. I can see Sawyer sticking into the first round, and I do see the Philadelphia Eagles being a nice fit for him. So we're going to go edge for the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, I'll have different variations of mock drafts just based off my reasonings for each insider pick. No pick would be the same in each video. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, give the video a thumbs up and comment below on your mock draft predictions. And if I did good or if I did not, let me know. Thank you so much and catch you guys next time.